How come Wilt and Bill Russell wouldn't be able to play? I'm just kidding, especially Wilt, but why would they not be able to play?
I don't know if anyone up here or anyone that has a brain would think that they cannot play. Those guys would definitely, I put them in that list of people that were before their time. Their games are timeless. You can drop Bill Russell in today with a pair of Chuck Taylors. He's going to be able to be impactful on the defensive end. Now, to what extent, I can't sit here and tell you. I damn sure didn't watch him play, but I can just tell you based off of what he was able to do and how he changed the game with his defense. You can drop him today, and he will be able to be a impact player defensively. Rudy Gobert can do it. I don't know why Bill Russell can't do it. Wilt Chamberlain was a freak of nature, even by today's standards of what he can do. When you look at the feats he had in his track and field, when you look at the clips of what he was able to do at that size, at that strength, he was an anomaly. There's no way you're telling me you drop him in today's game with a pair of Chuck Taylors, he still wouldn't be one of the more athletic bigs today. If you want to say he wouldn't be the most athletic big, fair. Say that. Cool. He would still be in the top 1% of athletic bigs today by athletic feats alone. There's not bigs in the NBA now that could do what he did then, numbers-wise, with their athleticism.
What they did, Damo, was his 50 and 26 season, which is in 1962, they fast forwarded and they adjusted it to pace today. And if that was today, that averages out to 31, 17, and 6. That's Giannis.
How much?
That's not Giannis.
What? Say that again.
That's not Giannis.
31, 17, and 6. That's Giannis.
That's better than Giannis.
That's what I'm saying. That's not Giannis.
He,
Wilt, do you see how fast? Did y'all see how fast Wilt was?
Yeah, for his side, like as an athlete,
He moved.
You can legit say Wilt might be the greatest pure athlete. You know, just athletic ability at his size. You're not supposed to be able to run and move like that. Like 7-footers aren't supposed to be able to move like that. For him to do that, again, all the athletic feats, 100%. When it comes to ranking Bill and Wilt, if you want to say that you don't rank him because you haven't seen enough games or you think the game just wasn't evolved yet, so you don't rank them, that's fine. But to say they couldn't play, I think it's just disrespectful. So if I don't rank them, it's just because I just don't think, again, haven't seen enough games. The game wasn't necessarily evolved, so they're in their own list. They could be in their own list if you don't want to rank them, but to say they can't play, it's just a little bit.
There's only two professional athletes that I can think of in my life that they've made Paul Revere folktale stories of. One was Wilt, and the other was Bo Jackson. And we've seen how Bo Jackson got down. And Bo Jackson was one of them guys who they have folklore stories of him.
They do.
The only other one that has it like that outside of Jordan, where I feel people really, really add on to it, is Wilt. You don't get folklore stories about you if at least 10% of it isn't true. Like some of it got to be true for people to carry on like this.
Bo Jackson walking on water.
My co-host on Chill and Fluent and Chill. First of all, he doesn't even think Wilt is a real person. That's number one. And number two, Damo, do you know why you got to stand behind the free throw line to shoot free throws?
Because of Wilt, right? Like,
yes. Wilt could dunk the ball from the free throw. Wilt could dunk the ball from the free throw line without running.
That's crazy. That's actually crazy.
The rule.
See what you talk about, Damo? That's what you talk about right there, Damo.
Wilt could dunk the ball from the free throw line without running. So the rules committee was like, hell no, we can't do that. No, I don't think so. So you got to stand behind the free throw line to shoot free throws.
Yo, if that's true, if Wilt's your GOAT, I get it. If Wilt's your GOAT, I get it. That's
I'm not done. Do you know why? When the ball hits the top of the backboard, it's out of bounds? Because Wilt, standing underneath the basket, could touch the top of the backboard. So the ball, he could grab the ball off the top of the backboard. So they outlawed that. You can't do that.
Now, chat. We can sit here and we can play the is that true or not game if you want. No one has came up with a story like that. I ain't heard of Dwight Howard being in practice and jumping from the free throw. Like, I've heard of players doing crazy stuff in private. We've heard all the crazy stories. This man Wilt has folklore. They have Paul Revere, Wilt Chamberlain tales of what he and you go look. You know what's crazy? You can be like, oh no, he wouldn't. And then you go look at track and field and look at his long jump, his broad jump, and he set a record in 62 for jumping the furthest broad jump. He's like a broad jumper. He might be able to stand at the free throw line and dunk. Maybe
that's what he was doing.
That's what's crazy. So yes, Wilt can play today. Wilt can 100%.
It
There's no way he can't play.
Crazy.
Yeah,
like the stuff that we've actually kind of seen on video of Wilt doing was remarkable. And then just hearing it, it's just it's crazy. Like
when I was when I was 13, my granddad used to tell me about like ball back in the day, and that's why I have respect for older game because my grandfather told me about a story where Wilt Chamberlain was in the game, and he said he watched this. He said he seen the game, dunked the ball so hard, the ball went through the net, hit a player's foot, and broke his foot. I said, there's no way that's not the greatest. He dunked the basketball so hard that the ball went through the rim, hit a player's foot, and broke it.
No more, Dubbo. No more.
Yo, Wilt might got to enter my top 5. I'm not going after these stories. Wilt just might got to enter the top 5. This is crazy.
Think about it for a second, guys. Who today in 2024, who is the all-time leader in points per game?
Wilt.
No, it's Jordan.
No, Jordan. So Jordan.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, it's Jordan. You know who's behind him?
Oh,
Wilt.
awesome.
It's Wilt, and Wilt retired 50 years ago.
Yo,
I want to make sure we clear on that.
tears.
Legit tears. He retired 50 years ago.
Crazy.
So, I mean, the stuff about Wilt, I know it's ridiculous to think about because it sounds so ridiculous that it's, you know, like Jordan has, I think Jordan has 33 50-point games in his career. Wilt have 45 of them in one season. I mean, this is the stuff this is the stuff that is of legend. You know, Wilt never fouled out of a game ever. In the 13 years he played in the NBA, never fouled out of one game. Not one game did he ever foul out of.
I don't like that. See, I don't like that. That means you're not playing physical enough. I don't like that.
They had to widen the lane.
Was that era thing?
They had to widen the lane because of Chamberlain. Because of him, they had to widen the lane because he was so big. Yeah.
He was a Harlem Globetrotter at one point.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that. That's why when I hear people talking about, that's what I hear when people talk about stuff like, you know, it's a skill set. I'm like, Wilt Chamberlain played for the Globetrotters. What are you talking about?
Chill. What do you have to say about the here in the chat? Wilt averaged 22 points per game in the playoffs and a career playoff choker. Was Wilt the playoff choker?
Well, let's talk about the 69 finals, right? Where Jerry West is your lead guard and your distributor. Chamberlain actually changed his game in order for them to win. He did it in 67 where he led the league in assists and started passing more. In the process of him passing more, they started winning. So you go back to 69 when they played against the Knicks in the finals. You know, I think Jerry West averaged 27 shots a game. I think Wilt averaged 9 shots a game. 12 shots a game in that series. In the championship game, when they played in game 7, Wilt went 9 for 10. What is your big man doing only getting 10 shots? That's it. He took 10 shots in that game and made 9 of them. This is the same dude who is the most dominant force. And Wilt at this time is still elite in the game. Wilt changed his game after 66 because he became more of a distributor, became more of a passer. To think that Wilt is a playoff dropper because of first 6 years, just so you know, Damo, his first 6 years in the league in the playoffs, he was 35-20. I just want to put that on your mind. His first 6 years in the league, in the playoffs, which goes back to him being a playoff dropper. He was 35-20 in the playoffs, and then he starts passing more, and then they start winning more. In the process of them winning more, or he was a playoff dropper because he doesn't score much. Well, that logic right there tells me that you don't know a lot about basketball, because if you did, you'd know that how much him passing, how much more that helps his crew.
It's the player choice way. Yeah, them boys don't get it started. The player choice way. You're the player choice way. Come and switch lanes into the player choice way.